that you're doing well at home, and I'm sorry that we can't get together to finish off our fairy tales class together. But hopefully this video would be the next best thing to getting together in real life. So some of my kids and I helped put together this little video for you. The story for today is The Princess and the Pea. I know that some of you, especially the girls in the class, were asking when we were going to do a story with a princess in it. So here we go. We're going to read The Princess and the Pea, and then afterwards I have an activity that you can do from home.
The Princess and the Pea.
Adapted and illustrated by Janet Stevens. Read to you by Renee
and Kinsley Houston.
The Princess and the Pea. Adapted from Hans Christian Andersen and illustrated by Janet Stevens. There was once a prince who wanted to marry a princess. According to his mother, the queen, she had to be a real princess, very much like herself. So they traveled all over the world to find one. They traveled to the east.
A real princess can play soft music on 3 instruments at once,
said the queen.
This princess is too noisy.
They traveled to the west.
A real princess can skip across the lawn without bending the grass, said
the queen.
This princess is too clumsy.
They traveled to the north.
A real princess can take small, dainty bites and never ask for seconds,
said the queen.
This princess is too greedy.
They traveled to the south.
A real princess can dance with the grace of a swan on the head of a pin,
said the queen.
This princess can't possibly be real. They just don't make princesses like they used to,
said the queen. So at last the prince and his mother returned home. The prince was sad that they were unable to find a real princess. The queen was mad and disgusted. One evening there was a terrible thunderstorm. Rain poured down and a great wind whistled through the town. When the storm was at its worst, there was a knock at the palace door. The old king went to open it. Standing there was a princess. She was soaked and water spilled out of her shoes and sleeves.
I am a real princess,
she said.
Are you?
Asked the king.
Then you must meet the queen.
When the king introduced them, the queen started to laugh.
How can you be a real princess when you look like that? She asked. But I am,
said the visitor.
Well, my dear, it's very late. Stay for the night and we can discuss it in the morning,
said the queen. The queen had a plan. She hurried to a guest room and stripped the mattress from the bed. She laid a single pea on the bedstead. Then she took 20 mattresses and piled them on top of the pea. She piled 20 feather beds on top of the mattresses. Now the bed was ready for the princess.
This is where you are to sleep tonight,
said the queen. The princess was very tired.
I'm sure I'll sleep well on so many mattresses and beds,
she said. She climbed slowly up to the top and lay down.
Good night,
said the queen.
I do hope you sleep well.
The princess settled down into the bed. She rolled to the right and she rolled to the left. She lay on her stomach and she lay on her back. No matter how hard she tried, she could not find a comfortable position on such a rocky bed. In the morning, the queen asked,
"Did you sleep well?" "No,"
said the princess.
"I tossed and turned all night. My body was covered with bruises this morning."
The queen gasped.
"You didn't sleep? You must have felt the pee. Then you are a real princess. Only a real princess would have such delicate skin. She could feel a pee through 20 mattresses and 20 feather beds."
So the prince married the princess. The entire kingdom was invited to the wedding. Even the queen was satisfied. She was so pleased to find a real princess. She put the famous pea in a museum where it can still be seen if no one has stolen it. The end. Okay, kids. So now we're going to do a little craft project. So what you're going to need is to go around your house to wherever you keep your paper and see if you can find maybe some brown construction paper and some different colors of scrap paper that you can use. And we are going to create a bed, and we're going to take different colors of paper and make mattresses, cut them into rectangles and stack them up as mattresses. And we're going to draw a little P on the bottom of the mattresses and then draw our princess sleeping on top. So you can use any color of paper, and if you don't have colored paper, you can use just white paper and then color in your mattresses, all different colors. It could be different colors, different shapes maybe on your mattresses. And then what we're going to do is you're going to count up how many mattresses you put on your bed. It could be whatever number you want to. I decided to put 5 mattresses on my bed. You can make your mattresses smaller or bigger than mine. You might want to decide to make your mattresses really thick, and so you might not be able to put as many stacked on top of one another, or maybe your mattresses are really thin and maybe you can get 10 or more mattresses on there. So you're going to take your construction paper and cut them into rectangles and glue them one on top of another. And then you can see from my picture that I took a long brown rectangle and glued it down the left-hand side, and a little bit shorter brown rectangle and glued it on the right side, and then I put a small one across the bottom, and that became my bed frame. And then I glued my mattresses on, and I drew my princess at the top. And once you get everything glued down, I would love for you to write this sentence on top of your mattresses. She slept on top of blank mattresses and a green pea with a period at the end. And make sure that you capitalize the first letter in the word she, and then however many mattresses you put in your picture, that's the number that you're going to write in your sentence. So I had 5 mattresses, and so I put the number 5. But if you have more mattresses, then your number is going to be bigger. And then what I would love for you to do is have your mom or dad take a picture of your creation and email it to me so that I get to see all of your beautiful creations. So I can't wait. So go have fun creating.